Number 2. Lazy writing. There are plenty of moments in the show where if you stop to think about it for about 2 seconds, your brain might explode from the sheer stupidity it'll have to process in order to understand this plot.
Some people hate this, James. I don't know what it is, but they fucking hate it. There's people that want to kill me, James.
For you to truly grasp what I'm talking about, we're going to have to go over the Todd of it all. So MM is looking for Todd because his ex-wife guilt trips him into it. Luckily, he just so happens to follow Todd the same day he's meeting with Sister Sage. On a side note, look how bad MM is at tailing people. He rides right up beside Todd and does nothing to disguise himself. Todd even looks straight at the van and just by sheer luck doesn't recognize MM. I mean, this guy's in the CIA, right? He's a trained assassin and killer. He knows how to disguise himself and hide from civilians. Anyway, so Todd then goes into the building where he and his friends are killed by the Deep and Black Noir. MM then watches Homelander as he leaves the building. He senses something is wrong and decides to go to the courthouse just in time for a big brawl with the Homelander supporters. So there's a huge problem with perspective in this scene. See, we as the audience know that something bad is happening because we just saw Todd get beat up worse than Joe Pesci did in Casino. But the boys don't know that. All they saw was Todd go into a building with some random woman, and then Homelander walks out a few minutes later. So why does MM have a "that's so Raven" moment and make this huge leap in logic that something bad is happening at the courthouse?
The fuck is he doing here?
He should be at this trial, no?
Shit.
Fuck you, fascist!
Okay, that didn't go too well.
There's really no connection to make in this situation. I mean, sure, MM can assume that Homelander is up to something, but shouldn't he stick around and try to find out what it is? Investigate or something? The whole point of him being here was to see what Todd was up to, right? So why does MM leave without knowing what happened to him? For all MM knows, Todd is involved in some illegal operations with Vought, or has become some kind of test subject for weird experimentations or something. So MM completely abandons Todd and goes with Frenchie and Kimiko to the courthouse for no reason. The ride ends with Todd's body appearing on the ground with his head bashed in. So I guess MM completed his mission of finding out what happened to Todd just by pure chance.
Chances are near zero.
Near zero.
What do you want from theory alone?
See, the writers wanted MM to see that Todd was with Sister Sage and Homelander before his death, so that he could know that Todd wasn't killed at the courthouse. But in doing so, they forced the characters to make illogical decisions that lack any rational thought. It would have made way more sense if the CIA had given them this mission. They could have been worried about what the Homelander fans would do during the trial, and so MM could have had the idea himself to follow Todd, since he both knows him and knows that he's been a part of the Homelander fan group for a while. He taps Todd's phone and realizes that he's been in contact with Sister Sage, and follows them to their meetup. Then MM sticks around for a while, but Todd never comes out of the building, although he does see Sister Sage leave in a Starlighter outfit, and decides to tell Frenchie and Kimiko to follow her instead, because that's suspicious. They follow her, and they see that she's actually the one that starts the fight at the courthouse.
Fuck you, fascist!
During this, MM could then sneak into the building to see what happened to Todd. He then witnesses A-Train leave with Todd's body. So instead of things just happening because the writers wanted certain story elements to be in play, the characters could actually make some logical decisions and have some direction. And all of these tweaks are made without changing a single element of the story.
And if the words "and then" belong between those beats, you're f***ed, basically. You got something pretty boring. What should happen between every beat that you've written down is either the word "therefore" or "but." And there's so many scripts we read from new writers and things that we see.
God, I see movies.
And
You see movies that you're just watching. It's like this happened, and then this happens, and then this happens. That's when you're in a movie, just going, "What the am I watching this movie?"
Yeah.
There are plenty of examples of this, and we'd be here all day if I went through every stupid little thing that happens. But whatever. I got nothing better to do.
I just look at the shit that you're sending me.
Yes, chef.
I'm not going to send it. I'm not going to tolerate it.
Why does Kimiko get PTSD rage from seeing one image of the Shining Light organization? And why does this randomly set her on a path of revenge? When the boys are captured by Firecracker, why does Splinter get right next to them before he's about to execute them? I mean, he's holding a fucking assault rifle. He could kill them a block away if he wanted to. Why does Sister Sage tell Firecracker that if she kills the boys that she'll get into the 7, but then later on lets her in anyway, even after Firecracker fails to kill them? How does the wedding in the next room over not hear the firing of semi-automatic weapons in a fight between two superhumans? Why does Butcher tell the boys to escape their fight with Splinter when he's clearly not that big of a threat? Why do the boys just let Firecracker go after they've beaten her? They know that she might become one of the 7. Why not kill her before she becomes an even bigger threat? It's not like they haven't killed superheroes for smaller reasons than this. Why does MM not forgive Butcher at the end of episode 2, but then forgives him off screen and brings him back in episode 4? Why does Butcher give MM 2 identical speeches about saving Ryan, yet neither of them amount to anything? How does the sniper that has a clear shot on both Kimiko and Huey miss when they're both standing completely still? Why didn't Starlight turn off all the cameras before she attacked Firecracker? Why in episode 5 is MM suddenly on the verge of a breakdown when he has shown no signs of mental fatigue previously? Why are the sheep such a problem on the farm when Newman could kill them with her powers? And if she can't do that, then why is that not explained? Why has Newman's husband never been mentioned or referenced before when she's a public figure and the father of her daughter? How did Butcher both incapacitate Samir and cut off his leg in under 5 seconds? Why doesn't Homelander have either Tech Knight or Kate make Cameron Coleman tell the truth? Or why not have them interrogate anyone he's suspicious of? He could just command Kate to go around the room and make everyone she touches reveal their true loyalties to him. How does Homelander not hear the gunshot inside the house? Why also does he not immediately look for the person that shot Sister Sage?
Look at this! Look! 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 What the fuck is this?
So when the show isn't creating lazy plot lines or even lazier action scenes, it's pumping the screen full of melodrama and bullshit. The characters in the show are constantly bickering about nothing and for reasons that go nowhere. For some reason, everyone hates Butcher now. Now, on the surface, you'd think it's because he teamed up with Soldier Boy in Season 3. But if that was the case, then why does nobody hold a grudge against Huey? He was complicit in almost all the same actions. He betrayed MM and used Temp V, and actually only stopped because Butcher left him behind before the final fight with Homelander. So why does everyone treat Butcher like a piece of human trash? I mean, seriously, MM and Starlight say horrendous shit to this guy, and he's fucking dying. For the two characters who are supposed to be the most morally virtuous and sympathetic members of the team, they sure like to kick a guy while he's down. MM literally beats the crap out of Butcher and then gives him a speech about how he just wanted to be brothers with him again. But in every scene, he's either berating Butcher or telling him how much he doesn't trust him. From a consequential viewpoint, none of these characters should be mad at Butcher at all, because his actions in Season 3 had no negative long-term consequences for the group. By the end, Butcher saw what he was doing was wrong and fought Soldier Boy. Nobody was killed or injured because of the fight, and everyone ended up better off than they were before. So essentially, Butcher gave himself cancer in a failed attempt to kill Homelander, and everyone is mad at him? It's lazy just to call this show lazy, but whatever.
You know, this is causing me serious psychological harm.
I don't know. Who am I?
So between the lack of story and inconsistent characters, the season certainly has taken a dip in quality. And while the gore and edgy humor might still be charming to some, it can't hide the fact that there is nothing going on or nothing of interest happening in the story. Please like and subscribe so I don't kill myself before I make part 3.